Busted. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. Amazon Kindle Create Space. Pre-spinster culture. Obsidian would talk about spinsters a lot. So, I see, somebody, so they did something to his channel. So, I'm going to do a little Obsidian-esque conversation to keep his name in the mix. He don't need my fucking help. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, but it's pre-spinsters. These are you ladies who you gotta understand marriageable age is probably from 18 to maybe 32, 33. Just in my opinion, that 15-year span. Because um because after 34, 35, there's more difficulty conceiving a child. And at the same time, the the man you might be with may be your same age or may be older, for the most part. They might not want to have children if they already have children after a certain age, if their children are a certain age. So that's one thing about this pre-spinster mentality, right? The other thing is, I wouldn't advise a person from 18 to 24 to get married. I mean, in this society, because a lot of people don't uh, are still childish and self-centered. You know, so this pre-Spencer mentality is prevalent because think about it. First of all, if you're 18 and you're at an age where you could put your life on the line with the military, so you're smart enough to know you can die on the job, you know, which is crazy, but you can die before you can vote and drink. But I mean, you're old enough to vote at 18. I mean, drink, you know. You're old enough to die for somebody else, but you're not old enough to poison yourself to death by drinking. That's just crazy, right? Yeah, you're old enough for somebody else to get you killed, but you're not old enough to kill yourself. That's crazy. But here's the thing. Same thing with women, right? You're old enough to make the decision you want to be married, but not necessarily old enough to know what you're getting yourself into. So when you're young, I'm gonna scratch y'all out. Like 25 and up, this is y'all. I still want to do me. The do me, the I'm doing me culture is problematic after 25. A lot of you people who go to church and Christians, y'all bring up the men. As a child, I thought as a child, I spoke as a child, I acted as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. And for some odd reason, people don't reference. They have like there's no female. They act like there's no female equivalent to that. So you see women, you know, speaking as a child, acting as a child, dressing as a child, always doing childish things, and never putting away those childish things to be a woman. So, and it's the equivalent to the guys still playing with video games, still doing high school as stuff. And I hate to break the news to y'all ladies, especially with this hair and makeup and clothes, y'all still playing dress up well into y'all 20s, 30s, and 40s on a daily basis. Like, it's not like you dressing up for an occasion. Y'all playing dress up every fucking day. Like, that's crazy. That's childish. Which means you didn't put away childish things. You're still a princess every day, and you have to, what the fuck is all this? I don't understand that, but that's not my business right now. But it starts the pre-spinster cycle because you never put away the childish things, and it's always been about you, and it's self-centering, self-absorbed, and self-serving that you don't understand what it's like. For one, to work to work as a team with a different human being, and for two, to work in a relationship with a man. So now you're a pre-spinster because for one, you don't know how to work with a man, and when you get with men, you're learning trial and error because a lot of y'all are coming up around single mothers and people with feminist ideologies who tell you you don't need a man, and even when men are trying to help you, you sabotaging the shit and fucking it up. So you winding up alone, learning that, man, maybe I should have been a better woman to that guy, because they wasn't doing anything negative to me. They actually was making my life better. So now that they're gone, maybe I could get that particular person back. They ain't coming back. They ain't coming back. So now, you should know what you missed, and so if it comes across again, you would hold on to that, or at least try to work with that. But you don't. Once again, too busy doing you. And some of y'all have children, and then a lot of y'all become single mothers, and y'all have children, and y'all resent y'all children, not because they're your children, but because really and truly it comes off that you're forced to be selfless, and you don't like it. You don't like when it's not about you anymore. It's a problem, because the world is supposed to revolve around you, and this kid is a daily reminder that shit ain't about you no more. Now, once again, one of the definitions of a spinster is a woman who's beyond marriageable age, which usually means she's beyond the age of a woman having being a wife and creating a family with a husband. So you pre-spinsters are women on the cusp of being too old to get married. And what I mean by too old is not just you may be on the back end of being able to conceive a child with very little complications, but it's also the idea that even at that age, you still need a lot of work to be able to get along with a guy. So having a child with that guy might not be ready to have a child with you, because you didn't put away the childish things yet. You still got some growing up to do. And you may be in your 30s needing help to grow up. So you still ain't ready for a relationship, let alone a marriage, let alone a family. So you in that pre-spinster age. Some of y'all swear that y'all got time, and I went to college and I graduated. So you was 22 when you graduated, and I went back for my master's. So you was probably 26 when you did that. Went back for my PhD. If some of y'all did that, you was 28, and then now you want to enter. Then you started your career, and then these guys ain't good enough because they ain't on your level. So you could be between 22 to 30 with figuring out if guys are on your level, depending on your height of education or your climb up the corporate ladder and all that other stuff. But the reason I say 22 to the 30s is because this is going to be your first time actually learning to work as a team with the man. So some of y'all started when y'all graduated college at 22 and got your bachelor's, or some of y'all it was 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. So you wasted a lot of time not learning how to interact with men. So now really you started from ground zero when that guy's probably approached and been with plenty of women, because getting an education and getting into the workforce and creating a business never stopped a man from interacting with women. So now you're years behind, but you're a woman, so you figure you're on the same space and at the same level, because being a woman for some odd reason evens out the playing field, and as you get older it doesn't. So you're a pre-spinster. You and your girlfriends like going out, but you forget that if a dude was hanging out and all of his dudes decided we're going to go out of the country together, we're going to have a fellas night out, we're going to have we're going to have a fellas time in Vegas, we're going to have a fellas sleepover, shit'll look kind of but y'all live in that culture because, like I said, you never put away childish things. You still having sleepovers and girly get-togethers and pillow fights, and you well into your 20s and 30s and 40s and shit. So you pre-spinsters, and then some of y'all have kids, and then you might be in your 30s, early 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, looking for a husband. It's like you basically either close to, at, or past the marriageable age, because The hell you need a husband for now? You don't skip all the marriageable years doing you. And now you want to be married. Some of y'all, after y'all have children, y'all might have 8, 9, 10, 11, 13-year-old teenagers and shit. You know, some of y'all actually have kids who are almost grown, and y'all looking for a man that's getting married. For what? And that's what guys gonna ask you. Why? Like, you know, you you did everything. You strong, independent woman, and then you see why these guys are dating younger women, and these middle women are left about to be spinsters because they can't find anybody. You know why you couldn't find anybody? Because you overlooked your pool from 15, not from 15, but 18 to 33 in that 15-year span. So whether you know it or not, you put yourself on the bench, and then when you got off the bench and was ready to get in the game, they was looking at new players. Ain't nobody got time for you. You know, think about it. Uh, Now you got to date older men. And some of you ladies don't like dating older men because now you 33, 34, 35, and the guys in your age group are looking at women in their 20s or, you know, on the cusp of being 30 or maybe just at 30. And then so the guys who looking at you are in their 40s and 50s, and now you feel like I'm too good for that. I don't need he don't have a six pack. He all out of shape. He got great hair. He needs Cialis. That's your fault. And now since the ones wasn't good enough for you when you was younger and getting an education and getting a career, and now they too old for you now that you got your education and got your career and some of you had kids, now you in limbo. And you ain't necessarily a spinster yet, but you just in limbo the whole time. And some of y'all are so stupid because y'all play stupid. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand. And that's the worst thing to be is in your 30s talking about I don't know what's going on. I don't understand. Because the guy just gonna write you off like you too old to be that stupid. Next, just saying. Pre-Spinster Era. We out.